Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and together with my good friend Christian Faber, the co-creator of LEGO Bionicle, LEGO Star Wars, and so much more, are hosting an exciting new competition where a prize will be given to every single person who enters. And I'm not going to spoil it right now, but it's one of the coolest prizes we have ever offered in a competition like this. To kickstart the launch of Rebel Nature, an immersive universe that Christian Faber has been working on as a spiritual successor to his work at LEGO like Bionicle for literally tens of years now, we are going to be hosting the Wave Build competition, where you can submit entries that will be factored into this brand new world. But first, we have to dive into what exactly Rebel Nature is. Christian has been teasing it for years, but he's finally ready to let the cat out of the bag and be fully transparent with what he's building and how you can get involved. Rebel Nature is a new creative story set in the not-too-distant future featuring the main character Rez Waveborn as she awakes aboard a mysterious oil rig and has to work with the machines and robots around her to gather food, gain supplies, and try to understand what happened to this world and where she came from, uncovering mysteries and exploring a new aquatic world along the way. Rebel Nature is a very ambitious IP, and Christian has big plans. He wants to build this out into a multimedia project. It could take the form of a TV show, it could take the form of a game, a movie, a series, a comic, but whatever form it takes, we need to prove that there is an audience interested in Christian's next work. And this is where you can come in and get the chance to get involved with Rebel Nature directly. You see, as Christian takes the very first steps into bringing this into reality, we are asking you, the members of the community, to compete for a chance to have your entry be featured in the next official Rebel Nature media, whatever form that will take. But beyond that, we have some pretty incredible prizes from throughout the history of Christian's work with LEGO, as well as I mentioned, a really special prize for everyone who enters. And that is that I am so happy to announce that Christian Faber will be personally hand drawing every single entry that comes into this competition. No matter big or small, no matter the medium, you can build it out of LEGO, you can make a drawing yourself, you can do a 3D render, you can make some sort of an art sculpture. No matter how you want to depict your entry, Christian will take it in and draw it in his own signature style on a massive poster to be released sometime after the competition ends, celebrating the community's effort to contribute ideas to the Rebel Nature and Wave Built universe. This is one of the coolest prizes ever because if you don't know, Christian Faber and his sketches are directly responsible for some of the biggest LEGO themes, such as sketching out the original LEGO Star Wars logo or the concepts for what would become LEGO Bionicle, or even sketching some of the most famous LEGO logos, the Legoland logo, the Technic logo, the LEGO Universe logo. Christian was behind them all and so much more. And this is your chance to have your original idea or creation be represented by one of the most legendary concept art developers for LEGO ever. But now I think it's time to get into some of the details of what exactly should you be building. The Rebel Nature universe is a vast aquatic world filled with mysterious creatures, robots, biomechanical beings, and islands teeming with life both above and below the sea. It also is a place where Rez Waveborn herself will be scrapping together different pieces of scrap metal she finds, and different pieces of actual nature, wood planks, kelp, trees, and tying together her own survival craft and vehicles. And because of that, the possibilities here are pretty limitless. But to get you started, here's a couple of interesting pieces of concept art and some cool ideas where you might be able to get some initial inspiration on how you want to depict something that can be a part of this world. Whether you want to depict a deep-sea creature, a tentacled beast, some sort of a new fish, or maybe something that could be flying in the skies above, a land animal, or a location, a big oil rig, or an island, or a survival craft, a mech, a boat, a big robot. No matter what you want it to do, here is some conceptual development artwork where you can draw inspiration from and understand the world in which you are drawing or building for. Of course, this is a LEGO channel after all, so I absolutely do encourage you to build your creations out of LEGO bricks. Use System, Technic, Bionicle, you name it. Whatever medium you want to make an entry in is totally free reign to come up with something unique, exciting, and inspiring. And of course, we do have an associated development document down below where you can read through the rules to enter your submissions into the contest. So let's literally dive into the document right now. I'll go through the rules very briefly, and then I'm going to share some information about the prizes. Because yes, while there is a prize for everybody who enters, including Christian drawing your entry, no matter how big or small, there's also some pretty crazy prizes for the top few winners. And all of this will be community voted, just like my Bionicle Fanon contest. So you, the community, will be deciding which is your favorite. And these prizes are probably the craziest I have ever put out. Let's jump into it right now. I'm super excited to be here with an absolute legend, Christian Faber, a man responsible for co-crafting many of the stories that we grew up with. And I'm here today because we are going to be announcing Christian Faber's next big story. Now that is, of course, Rebel Nature. Rebel Nature is something that you have been teasing for years and years, and I know it's an idea that you've had for over a decade now. Yeah. But we're finally ready to jump in and explain what exactly is Rebel Nature and how can you get involved.
Rebel Nature is a story universe. It's a big world set in the near future. So imagine the Jungle Book in the near future setting, and imagine that you are part of building this new IP for the world. It is all about where we're going, and it's all about the challenges we are facing, but actually having them as sort of a real things you need to solve day to day, almost like getting fresh water to drink in the middle of the ocean. How do you do that? We're going to try to teach the next generation to be creative in a totally new way.
So what form will Rebel Nature's story be told? We have a ton of ideas, but in order to make those ideas into a reality, we need your help to contribute to the world. Rebel Nature is a world brimming with new possibilities. It's both an action-adventure mystery following Res Waveborn as she uncovers the secret of her heritage as well as fights to survive on the open ocean, but also a way for younger folks to learn about the environmental issues facing our world today.
So, when we created Bionicle many years ago, we were introducing two elements. We were introducing nature and technology. And this new IP is taking the next step. We are putting in a new element, which is humanity, because then you get this full triangle, and this is what we need to balance in the future. So telling stories about this equation and making everything sort of work in balance, it's what Rebel Nature is all about.
So you might be wondering, how can you get involved? Well, that's why we're super excited to announce the Rebel Nature Wave Built Building Competition, where you, the creators, builders, and crafters out there, can come together and contribute your ideas to be actually used in the Rebel Nature universe. Now, this is not only a way for us to show that there is an audience behind Christian Faber's next big story, but also a way for you to have an early access input on crafting the world of Rebel Nature. We are so excited to build this out. It has literally been decades in the making, and we are so close to actually making Rebel Nature a tangible product, and this is the first big step.
So what if there was a story built on hope instead of fear for the future? This is the universe we want to build, and we want you to be part of that. And as they say, the best way to predict the future is to build it. So let's go.
So here's how the contest is going to work. You are challenged to create something in the world of Rebel Nature, whether it be a sea creature, robotic assistant, techno-organic beast, a location, a submarine, a seafaring vessel, or more. There are pretty much no restrictions to the kinds of entries you can submit. Physical, digital, art entries, you name it, no matter what the medium is, we want you to contribute to Rebel Nature. And to summarize the amazing story that Christian's trying to tell, Rebel Nature blends technology, humanity, and nature in a near-future quest for survival. Focused on Res Waveborn, we jump into the Rebel Nature story as she awakes on a life pod, surrounded by nothing but the open ocean and a mysterious oil rig looming in the distance. Rez has to fight to survive, gathering resources, battling sea monsters, befriending abandoned robots and docile beasts, all while trying to uncover the central mystery of the story. Who is she? What came before this world? And most importantly, is there anyone else out there? So again, you're challenged to create something that could exist in this world. A simple example could be to merge a bonsai tree Lego set with a shipping crate and try to create a new form of life floating in the ocean. What types of things could you see in this near future world? Now, the way to enter is linked in the description below, where a Google Doc will walk you through how to submit, as well as the link to submit your entries on a Google form. You must submit your entries on a publicly viewable link, and as well, you also have the option to create a bit of a backstory or lore behind your entry, how it could fit into this world. Entries will be open from now, February 16th, all the way till March 9, so you have 3 to 4 weeks to enter. From there will be a voting period for the winners, which will span a couple of weeks, where you, the viewers, can vote for your favorites and determine who will win the prizes. And speaking of the prizes, of course, as we said, Christian has been generous and kind enough to draw every single entry that is submitted, which is insane. But don't worry, for the top 3 places, there's gonna be some pretty crazy in-hand prizes as well. The first place winner of this contest will receive an original sealed and signed Bionicle G1 Borak Tannock set from 2002. This has been actually sourced from Christian Faber's private collection, sent to him initially as a test item and sample product, and it's been sealed in storage all these years until now, and he's actually signed the front of the canister. You also will get your first pick of a signed original Bionicle comic from Christian Faber, once again signed by him right on the cover, and you'll get your first choice out of 5 different comics. You will also receive one of these 3 sealed Bionicle 2001 mystery mask packs, which are incredibly hard to come by, especially in sealed polybag form, signed by Christian Faber. And finally, you'll receive a copy of the latest Tahu and Takua Bionicle GWP signed by both Christian Faber and myself, because he insisted that we both sign this one since we're both going to be co-running the contest, and I had to oblige. You know, when Christian Faber asks you to do something, you do it. Second place winners will receive something a little bit different. You'll receive a sealed original Bionicle Maku promo polybag, which was only available during Happy Meal promotional events in 2001 via McDonald's, also signed by Christian Faber. And we figured that Maku made the most sense for this because, of course, Maku is a Gamatoran, and the world of Rebel Nature is all about the ocean. You'll also get your second pick of a Bionicle comic signed by Christian Faber, as well as another one of the Bionicle 2001 mystery sealed mask packs, all signed by Christian. And finally, third place will receive a sealed and signed Bionicle mask pack and your third pick of a signed original Bionicle comic. All of these are incredibly special items, and I just want to give a big thank you to Christian for donating these items to the contest. It's really special to have these in hand, and I cannot wait to see who wins, because this is maybe our most open-ended contest yet. But without further ado, please go to the link in the description below, which will be open for the next 3 to 4 weeks, to submit your entries, and I'll hand it back to Christian to tell us a little bit more about the contest and to wrap things up. So those were the rules and regulations of the competition. I can't wait to see what you create.
So let's jump straight into the action with Race Waveborn, push the start button, and go for an adventure in the near future to face all the challenges and learn about what the future holds. Let's go.
I'm so happy to be working with you on this, Christian, and very excited to see what you, the community, creates for this brand new Rebel Nature universe.
So just welcome everybody. This is gonna be an amazing adventure, and we're gonna go to the future together. So together we're strong, and let's build this thing.
Let's do it.